Boys and girls, it's Miss Medill, and today is Thursday, October 8th, and it is 1:20 in the afternoon. So I want to go ahead and give you today's update on Hurricane Delta and continue with what does barometric pressure tell us about storms. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen about today's developments with our hurricane. Let me close that. As you look, if you look at the picture on the left, you can see that it is projected for this afternoon at 3 o'clock to be at this location. When I took this screenshot, so you can tell it's a category 2 still, we look over at the right page where it says hurricane info and it says Delta, category 2 hurricane, and this was at, let's see, 12. Actually, where does it say it? This was at 10 o'clock a.m. that these were the coordinates. So let's go ahead and fill out on our chart. So today is October 8th. Move this up. So 10/8/2020. And that was taken at 10 o'clock this morning. 10 o'clock a.m. It is still, as you can tell, a category 2 hurricane. And the pressure is 968 millibars. So category 2, 968 millibars. And the wind speed is still 104 miles per hour. Let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because now you have all of this information. You see where it's going, and now you see all of the warnings up in effect over here. So let me stop sharing my screen. And let's talk about this for a second. So it's still a category 2 hurricane, but the millibars have dropped. Haven't dropped too much, but it's dropped from 975 millibars to 968 millibars. The wind speed is still the same. So what is the barometric pressure telling us? That's going to be your question. What is the barometric pressure telling us over here? What kind of prediction can you make about the storm right now? So I wanted to share that so that we can talk about that and let you still keep thinking about this. And I'll probably take a picture and put this on as well for you. But let me switch to the next topic. I want to give 2 shout outs. All right. So the first shout out is to Jonathan Thompson, who this morning when I was talking to his class on Zoom, he answered some questions for me, had his grandma drive him to the school. And I came back from walking around the school and this was sitting on my desk. How awesome is that? I love it. So Jonathan, you have a little treat coming your way. So you might want to have grandma bring you back up here at one point. The other shout out is to Siri, because Siri went ahead and used the email option in the Canvas to email me her answers. So Siri, you're going to have a little treat coming your way as well. So with those, I want to talk about our terms over here. Okay. So we had talked on Friday. I asked you to mention these, and I'm going to move this over just a tad bit. So I asked for you guys to figure out what a barometer was, what a hydrometer was, thermometer, wind vane, anemometer, and ring gauge. So I asked in the class this morning, as I've been asking you guys, what are these instruments? So as you guys know, you're probably tired of me putting this up. This is a barometer. So I'm going to go ahead and write these terms now down. A barometer measures air pressure. And by now, I would hope that you would have figured that out by watching this over here. So a barometer is a scientific instrument that measures air pressure. Oops, make sure I spell that right. Measures air pressure. It's used to forecast the weather. A hydrometer, which is this thing right here, which is also at the bottom over here, is a scientific instrument that measures, are you ready? It measures the humidity in the air. And I couldn't wait for you guys to get this because I really want to take this outside to be able to show you how it works. Because as soon as I go outside, something's going to happen with the needle. The next term is the thermometer, and you guys should all know at this point that a thermometer measures temperature. Temperature. The wind vane tells us wind direction. And that's something that you'll see like on top of buildings, or you'll see like when you you'll see some pictures of, I want to say barns, and then they have this, it looks like a rooster on the top and it spins. That is a wind vane, and it tells farmers as well as everybody else what direction the wind is blowing. An anemometer, I'm going to move this up. An anemometer tells us wind speed. And a rain gauge, and I'm going to put that U in there because it's G-A-U-G-E, tells us the amount of rainfall. So I know some of you have been working with your teachers and you've been doing experiments, especially in 4th grade, because some of the Zooms I've been in, I've seen that you guys are measuring how much rainfall there is. You use a rain gauge to be able to measure how much rain has fallen, or it tells us the amount of rainfall. So these were the terms that I was telling you that I wanted you to find out. Here they are. Know them. You totally need to know these. It's like the biggest hint that I can give you. So here are our instruments. Moving this over. Looking over here. Look at your barometric pressure. 980, 75 miles per hour. 956 millibars, 145. 975 millibars, 104 miles per hour, and 968 millibars, I need to put the MBs, and 104. So that is where we are for today, boys and girls. I hope that you've made those connections. Remember your question, what does barometric pressure tell us about storms? And what prediction can you make about yesterday's category 2 and today's category 2, depending on the barometric pressure? I will write this down. Have a fantastic day, and I hope you learned something new today. Have a great day, boys and girls.